We don't always expect video games to teach us anything, but every once in a while, you hit a story that stays with you longer than you'd ever admit. For me, that story was God of War. And then Ragnarok took everything I thought I knew and pretty much ripped it open. These games aren't just action-powered fantasies. They're basically a mirror. A reflection of who you used to be, who you're becoming, and the vision of yourself you're still trying to get right. So today, I want to talk about the biggest lessons I've learned from God of War and God of War Ragnarok. Not just as a gamer, but as a human being trying to figure out life, responsibility, anger, and purpose. This is personal, this is honest, and if you've played these games, then you know exactly why they hit so hard. So let's get into it. Chapter 1. The weight you carry follows you until you face it. Kratos teaches something a lot of men avoid. Running from your past doesn't erase it. It just walks behind you quietly until it eventually catches up. In God of War 2018, you see a man who's physically strong, but emotionally terrified. He buries the blades of chaos. He hides his story from Atreus. And every time someone mentions what he used to be, you see that tiny flicker of shame behind his eyes. The lesson: you can't outrun the things you regret. You can only confront them, own them, and choose what they mean going forward. Kratos' redemption doesn't start when he becomes a better father. It starts when he finally accepts, yes, this is who I was, and I'm still capable of becoming someone better. That's a lesson a lot of us need to hear. Chapter 2. Being strong doesn't mean being hard. Kratos is one of the most dangerous beings in any universe. And yet, when he talks to Atreus, you see how gentle he's trying to be. He knows what unchecked rage turns a man into. He lived it. And the older I get, the more I understand that strength isn't about being unbreakable. It's about knowing when you're softening your voice, when to listen, when to step back instead of stepping forward. The strongest men aren't the loudest. They're the ones who can control the storm inside them long enough to protect the people around them. Chapter 3. Your pain isn't an excuse, but it is a teacher. God of War shows pain in two forms. 1. The version that destroys you. 2. The version that builds you. Freya and Baldur are the perfect example of what happens when the pain becomes your personality. Everything Baldur does comes from one place: the pain of not being able to feel. But instead of healing, he becomes defined by it. Compare that to Kratos. His pain is deep, violent, ugly, but he learns from it. The difference? What you choose to do with your pain matters more than the pain itself. Chapter 4. Fatherhood is a responsibility, not a role. Kratos realizes something most fathers eventually understand. Your kid doesn't need a perfect version of you. They need a present version of you. That moment when Kratos finally tells Atreus he's a god, but immediately follows it with, "And I will not have you become a monster," is one of the realest parenting moments in gaming. He's not trying to control Atreus, he's trying to guide him. Because fatherhood isn't about telling your kid what to be. It's about shaping who they become through the example you set. Chapter 5. Love makes you vulnerable. And that's the point. Every character in these games is dealing with the same lesson. If you love someone, they can hurt you. But if you avoid love, you hurt yourself. Freya loved Baldur so deeply that she blinded herself to how she was suffocating him. Kratos loved Faye so much that losing her nearly broke him again. Odin, for example, loves nothing, and becomes nothing in return. The message is brutal but real. You can't protect yourself from pain without also blocking out joy. Chapter 6. Letting go is hard, but holding on can destroy you. In Ragnarok, almost every major character has to let go of something. Freya lets go of her revenge, Sindri refuses, and loses himself. Kratos lets go of the idea that he's destined to be a monster. Atreus lets go of needing his father to define him. Sometimes you grow by fighting, but sometimes you grow by releasing the thing you're clinging to. Chapter 7. You can be better, but you have to choose it every day. One of the most powerful moments in Ragnarok is when Kratos sees a moral of himself, not as a destroyer, but as a redeemer. He breaks down because, for the first time, he sees a future he never believed he deserved. That's the lesson. Being better isn't about who you were. It's about who you decide to be next. And that decision isn't made once. It's made every single day. Chapter 8. People aren't just good or evil. They're complicated. What God of War does better than almost any game is this. Everyone has a reason for who they are, even the villains. Thor isn't just a violent drunk. He's a man trapped between a father who controls him and a daughter who believes in him. Odin isn't just a mastermind. He's a terrified god chasing knowledge because he's terrified of not being in control. Atreus isn't just a rebellious kid. He's someone searching for identity. The world becomes easier when you judge people quickly, but it becomes richer when you understand them deeply. Chapter 9. Growth requires discomfort. Growth in these games is never easy. Kratos hates asking for help. Atreus hates being treated like a child. Freya hates forgiving. Thor hates being vulnerable. Sindri hates accepting imperfection, but they all grow because they all step into the uncomfortable. The game teaches one simple truth. If your life feels easy, you're probably not evolving. Chapter 10. Your purpose changes, and that's okay. The Kratos from 2018 has one purpose: protect Atreus. The Kratos from Ragnarok has another: inspire people. Atreus begins wanting answers. He ends wanting responsibility. Purpose evolves you as you evolve, and instead of fighting it, like Odin does, Kratos embraces it. That's why he wins. Chapter 11. Forgiveness isn't for them, it's for you. Forgiveness in this series is always internal. It's never for the other person. Freya forgives Kratos not because he deserves it, but because she refuses to be poisoned by hatred. Kratos forgives himself because the alternative is becoming the monster he swore he would never be again. Forgiveness frees you, even when the other person never changes. Chapter 12. Every ending is the start of something new. Ragnarok ends quietly. No big victory speech, no giant celebration. Just a father and a son accepting that their paths are no longer the same. And that's the lesson. Life keeps moving, people grow, things change, and endings aren't failures, they're transitions. Chapter 13. The weight of leadership. Kratos never asked for power. People talk about Kratos like he's the strongest character in any room, but the truth is, Kratos never wanted to lead anyone. He never wanted followers, students, allies, or worshippers. He wanted a quiet life and a chance to outrun his past. But that's the thing about real leadership. The people who don't chase power often become the ones others trust with it. Everywhere Kratos goes, people begin to rely on him. Freya respects him because he listens even when she hates him. Brock and Sindri count on him because he never breaks his word. Mimir sees him as the one god who can be trusted with hard decisions. And Atreus follows him not because Kratos is a god, but because he is consistent. Leadership, as its core, is not about dominance. It's about responsibility, and Kratos carries it the same way he carries every scar from his past, quietly, heavily, and without complaint. He leads because he must. He leads because walking away would mean someone else suffers. And he leads because he knows what happens when power falls into the wrong hands. Kratos teaches us a lesson most people learn too late in life. You don't need to seek leadership to become a leader. You become one the moment you decide to take responsibility for something bigger than yourself. And sometimes simply choosing to be reliable makes you the strongest person in someone else's story. Chapter 14. The final lesson. You can rewrite the story you hate living in. If there's one moment in God of War that defines Kratos, it's the realization that he can finally stop living in the shadow of what he used to be. For decades, Kratos believed he was the monster in his own story. He believed every terrible thing that happened was the world punishing him for his sins. He believed he didn't deserve love or peace or future. But Ragnarok changed everything. Because for the first time, Kratos chooses to stop running from his past and start fighting for his future. He opens up to Atreus. He forgives himself little by little. He accepts that he cannot change what he did, but he can change who he becomes next. And then comes the mural, the one he was never supposed to see. The mural that shows a version of him he never imagined. A god people look up to. A god who protects rather than destroys. A god who inspires. That mural isn't prophecy, it's a mirror. It shows what happens when a man finally decides that his past is not the blueprint for his future. Kratos teaches one final lesson. No matter how broken your story is, no matter who you used to be, you always have the power to rewrite the ending. And when you make that choice, your entire world can change with it. Outro. If these games hit you the way they hit me, then you know they're more than just stories. They're reminders, lessons, warnings, and sometimes a push in the right direction. thanks for watching, and if you want more deep dive storytelling breakdowns like this, you already know what to do. Stay curious, stay grounded, and I'll see you in the next one, because this journey isn't over, not even close.